These couples are embarking on a novel experiment. To discover more about their relationships, they're swapping families and lives.
Not the most curvaceous hunk of femininity I've ever met.
It's out of my face till Thursday.
Big mistake.
He doesn't like fat people.
I didn't know they made women as useless as that.
Wife swap Tuesday, January the 7th.
Film 4's Friends season continues with Tony Collette and Rachel Griffiths in Muriel's Wedding tonight at 8. And a subscribe call free on 0800 44 1234 or simply click onto the website.
December's an expensive month. So for every weekend in December, UK calls with BT won't cost more than 20p.
At Magnet, we make buying a new kitchen even more of a pleasure. Because our half-price sale is now on with an extra 10% off sale prices for a limited period only.
Start your day with the new Russell Hobbs Juice Lady and enjoy your recommended 5 portions of fruit and veg in a truly fresh way. Its powerful motor can create any combination of healthy juice strengths, leaving you feeling completely refreshed and ready for whatever lies ahead. Get it fresh from the Russell Hobbs Juice Lady.
Thousands of people across the country enjoy the benefits of a nationwide sun awning. Buy today and save up to 50% on certain styles and fabrics.
And if you'd like details of these beautiful awnings, ring 0800 600 777 today for a free brochure. Come on, drummer, you've made your point.
Hello, I'm Antonia Kidman and welcome to the power and style of Ashtanga Yoga.
Ashtanga is one of the most popular forms of yoga. This video will show you how to improve your shape, flexibility and well-being. Antonia Kidman's Power and Style of Ashtanga Yoga. Out now with free yoga workout book.
Now the stretching program. And one, and stretch. Come on, stretch up. That's it. Higher, higher. And two, really push it, girls. Work that stretching.
The original coup de théâtre from Bourgeois, the stretching program for eyelashes.
Dad?
Yes, love?
Can you help me with my maths?
You? Maths? That's a good one. Ask your mother.
She's out.
She's gone out. What are you going to do now? Why don't you use a calculator?
That's cheating.
Bad dad. Very bad dad.
Dad, I need to do it now.
Get rid of your maths gremlins. Call 0800 100 900 for a free video.
Cravings are hell when you're giving up smoking. But some nicotine gum used to taste pretty evil. Now there's a new gum from Nicotine L, with the power of a patch to help you quit, and that tastes more like real chewing gum. Why suffer more than you have to? Chew cravings away a tastier way, with new Nicotine L gums. It needn't be hell with Nicotine L.
Welcome to the Village Sale, where you'll find huge savings on superb furniture and beds, where every single item is reduced, and where everything comes with a free 5-year guarantee. Because in the Village Sale, we only cut prices, never quality. So walk into Furniture Village and discover how affordable style can be. You'll really like what you find.
Why wait? New Murphy's Fast Flow.
To request an application form for Big Brother 2003, call this number or log on to channel4.com/bigbrother.
Everything you ever wanted to know about Henry VIII, courtesy of David Starkey in 20 minutes. That's after Mark Easton with Sue Turton and tonight's Channel 4 News.
How can you play cricket in the middle of that? Claire Short reignites the row over England's plans to tour in Zimbabwe. Good evening. This is Channel 4 News and Sport. Cabinet Minister Claire Short says plans to play cricket in Mugabe's backyard are deplorable and shocking. But Downing Street continues to play a dead bat on the issue. The English Cricket Board tells us the government should get off the fence. Also, an Iraqi scientist who the UN claimed yesterday had given clues to Saddam's secret nuclear program tells the world today it's all nonsense. And European leaders call for a global ban on human cloning as Britain's leading Raelian defends his cult's clone programme.
And the other sports headlines tonight, Beckham boots Manchester United back into the Premiership running as Chelsea fall at Elland Road. And Nasser Hussain's face says it all as England are looking at yet another innings defeat.
Claire Short has a reputation for speaking her mind, and her comments today on the prospect of England playing cricket in Zimbabwe were typically forthright. Deplorable and shocking was how the Secretary of State for International Development described the plan. She promised to have a word with her cabinet colleague Tessa Jowell, hoping she might press the cricketing authorities to boycott Zimbabwe over the country's human rights record. Here's Sue with more details.
Claire Short is not the first and will surely not be the last government minister to express personal revulsion about Zimbabwe co-hosting the World Cup next February. But all have shied away from calling for an official boycott. At Lord's, England's cricket bosses are reeling, incredulous that another government minister has publicly condemned their decision to send England to Zimbabwe for the World Cup. But no one from number 10 down has advised them against going.
I think they shouldn't go. I mean, it's like pretending everything's okay in Zimbabwe, and it isn't. The government is destroying its country and massively damaging its people and not feeding hungry people. How can you go and play a game of cricket in the middle of that?
If only the government's official line was so unequivocal, Downing Street said today. The Foreign Office has briefed the ECB. The government has also asked them to reflect on what's going on in Zimbabwe in terms of the humanitarian and political crisis. Not so, says the ECB. Yes, the Foreign Office has advised on safety and security in the country, but no one, not the Sports Minister, the Culture Secretary, or indeed the Prime Minister himself, has called to discuss the moral question. Even though Tony Blair had the perfect opportunity at a recent meeting at Downing Street with ECB Chief Executive Tim Lamb, the government claims it doesn't want to intervene in sporting matters. Instead, ministers are expressing their private condemnation that this morally corrupt regime, where 7 million will be facing starvation as the first ball is bowled, but at the same time are refusing to give the ECB the political clout to instigate a boycott.
Well, David Morgan takes over as chairman of the English Cricket Board next week. I spoke to him just before we came on air and suggested the government wanted to leave the decision on whether the tour went ahead to the cricket authorities.
I do believe that it is for government to advise us on matters of political and economic concern. And thus far, despite a number of high-level meetings, for example, Tim Lamb, our chief executive, met the Prime Minister earlier this month. John Reid, our Director of Corporate Affairs, he had a meeting with the government department earlier this month, and at no time did the government make any comment to us about Zimbabwe and the match in the World Cup there.
Well, that's rather odd, because the Downing Street press office told us today that the Foreign Office had asked you to reflect on what's going on in Zimbabwe in terms of the humanitarian and political crisis. Is that not true?
Well, if that has occurred, then I'm not aware of it. What I would say is that if the government would wish us to meet them, then certainly we are prepared to do that.
If they told you that they thought it was inappropriate to go to Zimbabwe, would you cancel the trip?
I think that what I am saying is that we would be prepared to meet with members of the government and hear what they have to say. But clearly we have a responsibility to the Zimbabwean Cricket Union and to the International Cricket Council.
Now, you've said that when you take over at the beginning of next year, you won't shy away from taking tough decisions. Well, why don't you say right now that Mugabe is an intolerable tyrant and you're not going to play cricket in his country?
Well,